Wow. Another one. The job market right now, ladies and gentlemen, the job market is slowing down as we speak at this time of this recording of this video. The job market is slowing down, and we can go about this by looking at some of the money that is going and circulating, in addition to the numbers from the BLS, the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, checking out those numbers and how many people are actually unemployed right now. I believe about 7.02 million people are unemployed in the United States. And in addition to that, now the unemployment rate is at about 4.2% right now. So let's get more into that. Passing jobs right now are the best jobs right now are basically jobs that's most likely in the labor department in terms of doing physical work. But right now, as like I said, we have 7 million people who are out of the jobs. The unemployment rate is at 4%, and AI screeners are scanning for resumes. So it's different from back in the days where you would have a regular human being going through these resumes. Now you have AI scanning through resumes, trying to pick up on the right skill set and identify the right person that's good for the job. So it comes difficult because sometimes you have to have specific certification, work experience, internship, and all that stuff. So let's get more into what's going on with the United States labor market, slowing down sharply over the summer, according to a recent jobs report from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Employees added an average of 35,000 jobs over the 3 months ended in July. Speaking of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, President Trump recently just fired the head of Bureau of Labor Statistics because they came out with some revised numbers, and the jobs market from the month of May and June was actually 258,000 fewer jobs combined than what was reported. I think it was looking good. The numbers was looking good, but then the numbers for the month of July came out where only about what is it, 73,000 job was added in July. But then when they go back and they redo the number, we see that it was actually more job losses, more job opening, fewer jobs combined was added to the labor market force. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? NZD here. Hope you got some value. Hope you're getting some value out of this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And let's get more. I'm going to go also off of a news report coming off of ABC News. And they talking about employers added an average of about 35,000 jobs over 3 months ending in July, which makes a major slowdown through roughly 128,000 jobs added monthly over the prior 3 months. So like I said, remember I said the numbers was revised, so it's actually fewer jobs was added to the labor market. The hiring cool down hit a wide swath of industries, including manufacturing and the federal government. New memos of clients, Callie Cox, chief marketing strategist at the wealth management, called it abysmal. Wow. So I was after the release reported on Friday, President Donald Trump fired BLS Commissioner Erica McEnterfer. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Joe Biden's appointee. So Joe Biden appointed this BLS commissioner, and now who was confirmed by the bipartisan vote in the Senate in 2024, now has been fired by President Donald Trump because he wasn't excited about the news about the number that was coming through from them. In a social media post, Trump volleyed sharp criticism and baseless accusation at MacArthur claims without evidence that the data had been manipulated. The jobs reported future revision of previous month's data, which is a routine practice. So what happened is they released the data from the month before, and then after that, while the new month data is getting released, they have to go into it and try to find out where there was mistakes at, where they have to adjust certain things and really revise the reports. So we need accurate job numbers. I have directed my team to hire Biden political appointee immediately. She'll be replaced. Fire, my bad. We need accurate jobs numbers. I have directed my team to fire the Biden political appointee immediately. She will be replaced by someone much more competent, he said, and qualified, Trump said on Friday. Analysts who spoke with ABC News attributed the labor market cool down to three overlapping factors. So we got three overlapping factors that's dragging the labor market down and has it cooled down. The rollout of President Donald Trump's tariffs, which we're going to have another talk about because those tariffs are going to hit different. The effects of the restrictive immigration policy and job cuts among federal workers. So they got ICE hitting up a lot of places who have migrant workers there, but some of the migrant workers are illegal or not supposed to be here, or whatever have you. So that right there is affecting the job force. In addition to many federal workers had lost their jobs. I think almost 100,000 federal workers' jobs was cut. So let me get more into this other report from the CNBC talking about how the U.S. added just 73,000 jobs in July, and numbers for prior months were revised. That's what we're talking about. The numbers for the prior months was revised, and it was actually 258,000 fewer jobs was added to the market. So let me see real quick about this story right here. We're going to talk about some breakdowns. Non-farm payroll growth total 73,000 for July, above the June total of 14,000, but below even the merge Dow Jones estimate to gain 1,000. So they expected to gain 1,000 jobs, 100,000 jobs. 100,000 jobs was expected to gain for the month of July, but it ended up being 73,000. And when the month of August comes in, that's probably going to get revised. We probably have even fewer than that. June and May totals were revised sharply, and we already spoke about that, lowering it down to a combined 258,000. And the week report, including dramatic revision, could provide incentives for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates when it meets in September. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna lower interest rate for another couple terms or cycle. So healthcare and social assistance combined for some 94% job growth. So healthcare and social assistance, that's where the job is at right now. So if you're looking for a job, check out healthcare and social assistance field. Those are the places to check out for some jobs. So non-farm job payroll was slower than expected in July, and then the unemployment rate ticked higher, raising potential trouble signs for the U.S. labor market as President Trump ramps up the U.S. tariffs. Oh, man. So job growth total a seasonal adjusted 73,000. We spoke about that. We got adjusted to 258,000 for the the previously months, month of June and May. And at the same time, the unemployment rate rose 4.2% in line with the forecast. So it's forecast usually for unemployment is usually between 4% to about 4.4% during these times right now. The June total came down from previous stated 147,000 jobs, while in May counted fell to just 19,000 jobs. Wait, the June total came from the previously stated 147,000. Wow. While May count fell just to 19,000, revised from 125,000. So from 125,000 to 19,000, and from 147,000 to 14,000. Yeah, somebody's messing up the numbers. You can see why President Trump ended up firing her, because those numbers revision is crazy ridiculous. Like, you can see if it was a difference between maybe 5 to 10,000, but almost 100,000 difference, 120,000 difference. Yeah, that's not right. So the stock market futures fell further after the news, while treasury yields also were sharply low. So the market's getting hit with this discussion of tariffs, with the discussion of federal workers getting cut, the Board of Education cutting thousands of jobs. What we see, this is a game changer. Jobs report said Heather Long, chief economist at the Navy Federal Credit Union. The labor market is deteriorating quickly. And the The weak report, including the dramatic revision, could provide incentives for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Then, when it meets next in September, following the report, oh man, I don't know. Futures traders are meeting up on Thursday, according to GME Group data. Ooh, hold on. Okay, well, hopefully they do cut interest rates, right? But the unemployment rate, like I said, back in 2021, January 2021, is up about 6%. Then the lowest it has been over those years was 2023 at 3.4%, and now it's back at 4.2%. So once again, this NZD, hope you got some value out of this. The job market is slowing down. Atlanta Fed president, there is still a lot of strength underlying the labor job market. So we're gonna have to see what the FOMC is gonna do when they meet, I believe, in September, and just a lot of other numbers that's gonna be going on with unemployment. So once again, it's NZD. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.